What's good, people? Uncle Hotep back at it again. Didn't think I would, because it was a L first game one, that was going to get off these shines. Basketball American news. Sixers lose 117-101. Let me look at the. I want to look at the score by quarter if I can find it real quick. Sixers didn't win a quarter. Came close to the third. This now a couple things here. Let me dig in, because this is this semis, conference semis, and stakes is getting higher. I don't want to talk about we were dealing with house money and all this other junk. Y'all said we can beat them. Trust the processor said we can beat them. Oh, no. Oh, no. The one thing I thought about Boston is their wings. You listen to Sixers Twitter and they just say, "Oh, we got better players than Boston." I don't know. There's something to be said about your depth. Ajolier, is that how you say his name? He got 22 minutes. Morris, 28 minutes. Rozier has been playing out of his mind. People talking about he gonna make some money. I'm like, in Boston, they look at Kyrie like, oh, you just gave expendable. I would go with young talent. Rozier's good. Tatum's good. My man didn't even play. Jaylen Brown. They got some wings. And they got guards. And Marcus Smart is all right. Now compare that bench to what the Sixers got. And you see where it's up. Holmes got 2 minutes. You got Amir Johnson, TJ McConnell. Like, TJ wouldn't get time on the Celtics. He wouldn't get time. He wouldn't get time over Smart. He's not a better player than Marcus Smart. Bayless, he wouldn't get time on the Celtics. See, this is where we're going to get exposed at. Unless you can get these guys open, Bellinelli and Ilyasova. Ilyasova hasn't been hitting. This might be a little bit above his pay grade. This is playoff basketball we're talking about. Simmons had 7 turnovers. He didn't have a good game. I think he left. See, the thing about, and this is what Bwett Brown, I'll get to the defensive in a minute. Matter of fact, let me get to the defensive right now. This guy came out the fucking gate. JJ Redick on Jason Tatum? Like, come the fuck on, man. Like, this guy was serious. I don't know, was he trying to hide Ben or what? But Ben is one of your defensive players, best defensive players. Like, what are you doing? Ben has to guard Tatum. This is where, they don't have. This is where JJ Redick gets exposed. You know what I mean? Now you have to hide him on defense, because they just run. The Sixers switch on everything, and I particularly don't like that, like, all the time. You know what I mean? I think you have to turn that off and on. I don't think you want to keep switching and switching, but that's what they do. They always been switching. You know what I mean? I guess they like that interchangeable, but sometimes when they switch, they're going to get a favorable matchup. You want the guy that you would put on him, man. Sometimes you just got to fight through them screens. And that was a big mistake. You know what I mean? I think he had Embiid on Baines. When he goes on Horford pulls him out a little bit. But Embiid is fast enough to stick with Horford. He just wants to be by the rim, I guess, to be a rim protector. But you're going to have to figure something out. This is where Bwett Brown is going to... One, I don't know why he took him all game to look at fucking JJ can't stick Jason Tatum. And it's only get worse when they put Jaylen Brown back. This. I thought this was the one to get because Jaylen Brown is out. So now, I don't know. One thing I will say, they had a couple days off, so they were going to be rusty. You know, they were going to be rusty. That's for a young team. You know what I mean? This is, you know what I mean, the next step. You know, they were going to be rusty. And, you know, it showed Simmons 7 turnovers. He can't have a game like that. It took him till I think he got the majority of those points at fucking after the second half. You know what I mean? He has to attack all 4 quarters. He can't take a step back and everything else. He has to attack all 4 quarters. You know, he has to be an offensive threat. Saric, you know, for them to beat the Celtics, Saric, Embiid, and Simmons are going to have great games. 4 games straight. They're going to have to. Because I'm not really expecting Bellinelli, you know, now McConnell, you know, I would play J.J. Anderson, Justin Anderson. Fultz didn't even play. This is where I think, you know, I don't know. I originally said Sixers in 6. I'm not sure anymore. Especially them losing with Jaylen Brown. Now, we'll see what happens game 2. But because they can beat them if they make some adjustments. And I'm sure Bwett Brown is going to make some adjustments. You know, we'll see. But I think, goddamn ant went in my mic. Sorry, little bugger. I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because, you know, Horford, yeah, he's a professional. He'll hit them shots. You know what I mean? He's a little underrated. You know what I mean? What did Horford do? 26 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. You know, now Embiid had 31 and 13, 5 assists. But I think he has to change his game up a little bit. Like the 5 threes, you got to get them jokers in foul trouble. You know what I mean? This is where I think, this is why I don't like Bwett Brown. I was proud member of the Fire Bwett Brown Coalition, you know, during the season. I'll say he did a better job during the end of the season. You know what I mean? They had that winning streak. But the things I see from him, man, it's like sometimes them making them adjustments in his matchups and the rotation is just off. I'm sorry. You know, and I never liked it. You know what I mean? I don't know. He always takes a beat out early, man. Sometimes you got to let him ride, man. He still won't give Richaun Holmes a fucking run. You might need Richaun Holmes here, man, because you need somebody that can stick with Horford out when he goes out. You know what I'm saying? Justin, he's going to have to dig deep. He's going to have to go to Justin Anderson and Richaun Holmes, I think, in my opinion. Because Holmes can stick with them guys, man. Because even if they put Jaylen Brown, I think Richaun Holmes can run with it. But, look, Covington 0 for 6, 0 for 4. I mean, I've been saying it. Covington don't got it, man. He don't got it. He's a bench player. He don't got it. You know, when the nuts get tight, man, he look what he did. That's crazy. 0 for 6, 0 for 4. Man, please. You got to do better than that, man. You got to do better than that. Redick, I mean, he had 20 points, 2 of 7 from 3. You know, I don't think they'll shoot 5 or 26 again. But if they can't stop him, if they can't make him shoot a high percent, 48% both ways, man, come on. You're not going to win anything like that. You know, we'll see what they do. I mean, he has to make adjustments. Bwett Brown has to make adjustments. If he makes adjustments, the Sixers can win this series. But if he doesn't, you're going down with a ship. And I really want to say, this is Colangelo's, and this is the difference between Ainge and Colangelo. You know, you see how good Tatum looks. Now, I'm not saying he would have been there at 3. You would make Celtics pick him at number 1. They probably was going to pick him anyway. But This is where he bombed with Fultz. You know, you need this contribution. This is the guy that he was supposed to be there. An athletic wing, 1, 2, or 3, and you don't got him. So when they go to their this is why I said that fucking Boston is pretty deep. They might not have the star power of the Sixers, but they have pretty deep team. You know, Larkin and Morris and them that come off the bench. Rozier, like they had the injuries, and Rozier is fucking balling. Like, why wouldn't you put your toughest guy on Rozier? You have to put Simmons on Rozier. I would put Simmons on Rozier, Covington on Tatum, or vice versa. But you fucking putting JJ Redick in the mix, like, what the fuck, man? That doesn't even make any sense. That was egregious to me. Anyway, this is Uncle Hotep. I'll see y'all after game 2.